Hello everybody, my name is Connor, and we are here with Marco versus, ooh, words are hard, starter deck Luffy. We're playing a different starter deck Luffy than usual, and honestly, this build, kinda saucy. So, turn 2, we do end up bottom decking a Sanji. I just felt like it was too early in the game to have Sanji, and I wanted to try bottom decking him, see if that, you know, see if I could still capitalize in the game even without that Sanji. So he swings, we take our first life, get another King Do. I swear he's always my first life, and he goes ahead and drops Brook. And look at that, we are the chosen one, a Sanji off the top. I'm very glad we didn't put the Sanji we had on top, otherwise we would definitely be having a rough hand here. So leader ability, and we get a new gate, so we are sitting pretty good. Trying to figure out what I want to do here. I'm thinking about putting Dofi on the bottom, and I think I'm dropping Vista. I do want to get rid of either Vista or Sanji's Pilaf. I think both are a good option. Pilaf is just good to get more cards in hand. Vista getting rid of that Brook, but I do decide to go with Pilaf, drawing 2 cards, and look at that, we get another Vista. Great for me. And then we swing 6 into lead, and they go ahead and take. So our hand is looking pretty good. We do have Fire Fist. Fire Fist is actually absolutely goated if you get it. I like the Revolutionary Army Fire Fist over the Whitebeard Fire Fist. It's not searchable, which is a huge bummer, but it's just a way better card. So he swings 5, and we use the Vista to counter out, and he goes ahead and drops Sabo. So kind of making it hard for us to pop things with that Sabo, but we are gonna go up to 6 Dawn. So ideally, at this point, I am getting a little nervous that I don't have any bodies on board. Don't really have much to do either. I don't have a 5 Dawn play. So we will go ahead and leader ability, and we get a blocker Marco, which is honestly pretty great. That is definitely something I could do here. I think I have 5 Dawn up. Yeah, so 5 Dawn up. I am thinking about getting rid of Fire Fist. I do want to hold on to Fire Fist just in case Rebecca shows up. I minus Sabo for fun, just making him harder to counter out if he decides to. And I swing 7, kind of forcing him to use cards in his hand if he wants to keep Sabo alive, but he goes ahead and takes it. I tap 4, drop Marco, and pass turn. So not the worst turn. Thankfully, the Marco ability coming in pretty clutch there. And yeah, so I'm feeling okay at this point. We do have a body on board. I have a lot of cards in hand, which is great. A lot of 2Ks. We have 3 of our 4 King Do's in hand. And there I am showing off my incredible Dawn combo. I think that I'm hilarious with that Dawn combo. But yeah, so he ends up swinging 5. And I do decide to give a King Do. I don't really want to go lower if I have to. I think I'm pretty comfortable around 2 to 3 lives. But he ends up dropping Jack to KO Marco, and I'm fine with that. He then swings the Sanji, or not the Sanji, the Sabo, one of the blonde men that start with S, and passes turn. So I'm definitely feeling like this is a rush ace turn. We are going to be at 8 Dawn, and getting ace on the board, that's a big boy. So we go ahead and Marco ability, and I'm counting my Dawn, making sure that I do in fact have 7. I swear ever since I kept getting my Dawn wrong when I was playing Purple Yellow Croc when I first started the channel, I have been very nervous about that. So we end up putting Pudding at the bottom of our deck, minusing Jack by 2, so he's a 6 cost now if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think he's an 8 cost. And then we end up dropping I almost said Sanji, that's Ace. Ooh, getting my One Piece men confused. And we dropped them both by 3, swinging, what is that, 8? 7 into 3 with that Jack being at 3 cost now, really making sure that he is off the board. And then we end up swinging 6. I think I'm swinging 6. Yeah, I'm swinging 6 into the 3 with Sabo and just kind of clearing those bodies off board. I am not super worried about Brook here. Not really worried about Brook that much. And yeah. Maybe I should have been, but I'm thinking, okay, worst case scenario, Ace dies. Ace, either gets popped somehow or dies, and next turn we Sanji into Newgate. We have the tools. We're not gonna mess it up today. We have this. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I'm thinking he's got to clear the Ace, and I think I have enough to keep Ace up. If I want to, just kind of apply that pressure. And worst case scenario, if he swings into me, I'm okay going down to 2 life. I think 2 life is a pretty comfortable spot for Marco. Depending on the board state, even 1 life is okay. But I like to be between 3 and 2 mostly. My personal thoughts and opinions. So we'll see what my opponent does here. Definitely taking the time to think out his turn. I think we've kind of got him in a sticky situation. He ends up dropping the 7 cost Luffy, the Dressrosa 7 cost Luffy. Pretty monstrous guy, honestly. Wasn't really expecting that, but he swings 7 into Ace, and I go ahead and keep him up. We get the Marco off the top, and it is our turn. It is time. We will restand Ace, and worst case scenario, I think that becoming a 7k lead with the Newgate ability, and look at that, there's another Newgate for us, so I just put that right back. I think having the Newgate, very helpful. I end up swinging 7 with the Ace, just to get some cards out of hand, and I get 2 cards out of hand. I get a 2k, and I think a 1k there, and we Sanji into Newgate. And I swing the big 8 at, at lead, and he gives me 2Ks there. I get my little buddy out. That's my friendship. I don't know. I just think he is cute. I saw him at one of the card shops I play at, and I know some of the dudes in my locals like to have little guys on their life, and I was like, I want to do that. And why not a cute dinosaur like Chip? So this play is actually really cool. I'll give my opponent a lot of credit here. I think that this was really well done. I do like the Dressrosa Luffy. So Dressrosa Luffy, if you don't know, can attack standing characters. So he swings into Newgate. He swings a lot into Newgate, and I don't think I could keep him up, so I didn't try. Now, then he restands him and swings into Sanji, and I gotta let him go. I don't think it's worth saving those 2. He swings 7 into Ace, and I am able once again to keep Ace alive, and we go ahead and pass turn. So feeling pretty solid. He doesn't have a big hand here, and we can, depending on what we get here, we can Newgate again, worst case scenario, but we do end up getting Rayleigh, which really has me thinking, do I want to play Rayleigh this turn, or do I want to Newgate? Not only do we get Rayleigh, I finally see my alt art Rayleigh. Very excited about that. I like that card a lot. I've been on the fence about selling it. I think I'm going to keep it. It's very pretty, and it looks so good in these blue sleeves. So I am going to go with the Rayleigh play. I go ahead and minus Luffy. I tap 8 to minus Luffy again, play Rayleigh, and I actually am able to pop Luffy with the Rayleigh, which is pretty nuts. The Rayleigh Marco combo is so good. Then we swing 7 into life, and he takes, and we go ahead and hit him with another 7, just applying a lot of pressure. Gives me a couple 2k, a 2k and a 1k, I think, there, and passes turn. I'm feeling like I'm in a really good position here. Really, like, I'm really happy with how I played in this entire tournament. Honestly, I did go X1, and I will show the game I lost. This tournament is insane. Yeah, I feel like Marco. I feel like I'm getting Marco. Now, I did play another tournament where I didn't do so hot, but yeah, seeing the rush ace and seeing Rayleigh and just seeing it's crazy how seeing what I need to see, it like vastly improves like how well the game goes for me. Not not saying that like, oh, I don't see what I see in other games, but just seeing the right cards at the right time, like seeing the Rayleigh when we saw the Rayleigh. Newgate wasn't a bad play, but Rayleigh was definitely a stronger play, so things like that. And I think I'm just making good choices here, which is great because this is after work one day. So he ends up dropping the 5-cost Sabo to draw 2 and discard 2. And I am worried that we are going to lose Ace. Ace has done so much for us this game. Honestly, he's gotten his value and more. I only have 4k counter in hand, which is a pretty good amount of counter. But he ends up trashing, I think that's a Jack and a 8-cost Sabo. Do like the 8-cost Sabo in that deck. I think 8-cost Sabo is such a good card. Especially as like a 2-of. I don't think it needs to be more than that, but great for board clear, especially in, with like Reiju and even a Zuzoro running around. Haven't seen a lot of Zuzoros yet. I think I've seen 1 or 2 Zuzoros, or heard of them locally, but haven't gotten to play one, unfortunately. So with the rest of his Dawn, he is deciding what he wants to do, and there he goes, dropping Rebecca, and he ends up taking back, I want to say he ends up playing out the Hina, which is fine by me. So Rebecca did get played after the Sabo. Rebecca Hina did. So there is a world where Fire Fist comes in handy here. He swings at me and I get the Red Rock trigger, and I'm thinking, I go ahead and I remove the Hina. I think it had to be a 4 or less, if I can remember. I might have wanted to do someone else instead. But the big question here is if I want to drop Newgate, or if I should play Fire Fist to get rid of Rebecca. And I think I actually go ahead and drop Newgate because I feel like Rebecca's not that big of an issue right now. But trying to decide what I want to put somewhere else, and I'm really thinking this through, and I am thinking about Fire Fist or I was thinking Fire Fist or Pilaf, but I do decide to go Blocker Marco. I minus the Sabo, just making him a little harder to clean up. I fixed my dice. I was like, oh yeah, he's down by, he's a 3 cost. No, sorry, he's -2, my bad. So I swing to 7, and he ends up taking, and I'm like, okay, I can't finish game here. I'm gonna drop Newgate, buff myself up by 2, and swing, getting the Rebecca, and now I'm a 7k leader. Worst case scenario, best case scenario, I think at this point I'm feeling like we're playing it safe. We have a way to, I think, pop, minus by 2 makes it 4, then Fire Fist. So yeah, we can pop Sabo, and there is Brand New doing the most, sending a lot to trash there. And yeah, my opponent is thinking about what he wants to do, and my plan here, depending on how this goes, is to Fire Fist the Sabo after leader ability, and then swing in so he ends up folding just because he knows that he can't do much against the board state I have. And honestly, I just feel like I really saw what I needed, and I'm actually really happy with how I played. I don't think I had I guess you could argue that potentially putting Sanji at the bottom of my deck early on was a misplay. I do only run 3 of them just because they felt so bricky in my hand all the time. But it, we got lucky. We saw another Sanji. We saw, 2 new gates. And I think I'm only running 3 new gates as well. So overall, I feel really happy with that game. It was a really fun game. And yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.